Imagine you find a dusty old map. Nothing fancy, just a centuries-old scrap of animal skin covered in scribbles by a Turkish admiral who probably never left the Mediterranean. Now imagine that map shows Antarctica, 300 years before we officially found it. And here's the kicker, it shows Antarctica without ice, which it hasn't been for, 6,000 years or so? Welcome back to Ancient AF, where we examine some of history's greatest mysteries. Piri Reis was an Ottoman admiral, cartographer, and part-time overachiever. In his spare time, he made maps copied from older source maps. I just play Xbox. One of his maps in particular has caught the eye of modern-day scholars and military men alike. It's centered around South America, which was already unusual for maps drawn in 1513. But what really surprised people was that it shows the coast outlines of Antarctica, a few hundred years before it was discovered. What makes it even more strange, if that's possible, is that it's a highly accurate outline of the Queen Maud land coast, if you remove the ice. In 1960, Lieutenant Colonel Harold Ohlmeyer of the US Air Force reviewed the map and said, and I quote, this matches our seismic surveys under the ice. What the French toast is going on here? Piri started his career sailing with his uncle Kamal, a famous pirate at the time. They became so successful, they were invited to join the Imperial Turkish fleet. Imagine being such a good pirate, they de-pirate you. It's amazing. I guess he wasn't that good of a pirate, because poor Kamal was killed in battle a short while later. Afterward, Piri decided to turn his back on the seafaring life for good. Lucky for him, during his plunders, he came across a whole horde of old maps. His famous 1513 map was built from 20 different source maps, many he credited on the map itself. They range from Ptolemaic maps, Arabic maps, and even a map from Christopher Columbus. Now, this would explain how there was a map of South America, since Columbus did go there just 20 years prior. The problem? Columbus didn't go south of what is now Venezuela. Piri's map goes all the way down like a water slide. Unless you get stuck in a water slide. Anyways, did Piri Reis sail to Antarctica? Nope. Some historians think they were scraps of a master map from ancient mariners. Maybe the Phoenicians or Greeks, but they wouldn't have known about an ice-covered Antarctica, much less an iceless one. So another popular theory is that it's from an even older civilization lost to time. Ooh. They mapped the world before the last ice age, covered everything up. Atlantis fan, this is your cue to go nuts in the comments section. The idea is that the knowledge survived through scraps, copies, sailors' tales, and basically got stitched together by this Ottoman pirate with a hobby for cartography. Skeptics, of course, deny that that's possible, but there's another big problem: longitude. The tricky east-west measurement was basically impossible to calculate back then. You couldn't measure it accurately until we invented maritime chronometers in the 1700s. Before then, people were constantly crashing into coastlines due to inaccurately drawn coastal maps. Yet, the Piri Reis map shows coastlines placed so precisely that modern cartographers still scratch their heads. So either he guessed really well multiple times, or someone in the deep past cracked longitude way before we did. Then it was lost. This is not just a map, it's an ancient flex. Okay, let's be fair. Not everyone thinks Piri Reis was drawing Antarctica. Some say it's Terra Australis, a mythical great southern land everyone expected to find to balance out the continents. Others argue map distortions make it look like Antarctica, but it's just a stretched out South America. And there's the awkward detail that no ancient source actually labels it Antarctica. It just says a land of parrots and giant snakes. Pretty sure you won't find those on the Ross Ice Shelf. But then again, show me a modern map with parrots and giant snakes on it. You're gonna be tempted to go check that place out. So, what does the Piri Reis map prove? Maybe ancient people were way better sailors than we give them credit for. Maybe they had chronometer tech that was lost. Or ancient people were lucky guessers with suspiciously good data. You know, maybe we're just looking at the world's greatest history group project. A patchwork of old charts that together accidentally make something remarkable. Whatever the truth is, we're still talking about it 500 years later. So, the next time someone says history is boring, show them a map from 1513 that shouldn't exist. A map that might hold the final clue to a lost civilization we haven't found yet. Or possibly a lost pirate library somewhere out there waiting to be found. Either way, count me in on that adventure. Hit subscribe for more ancient conspiracies, lost tech, and the occasional giant snake theory. See you on the next one.